The John Sevier Center, a landmark in downtown Johnson City, Tennessee. Every day, thousands pass by this once glamorous hotel that since the 1970s has been subsidized housing, mostly for seniors and people with disabilities. But this building has a story many may have never heard. A story of terror.
I seen one guy come to a window and say, "Help me."
And tragedy.
16 fatalities. You don't ever want to see anything like that. I mean, ever.
Of selfless heroism.
But I guess that was just out of the heat of the fire.
We knew that it could be a lot of lives lost.
A story of a city coming together.
If they were in need before, they were really in need now.
Of lives saved.
Heroic effort on everybody in the Tri-Cities area.
And lives lost.
It was horrible to see those people hanging out of the windows and, just terrible, hollering, "Help me, help me."
All playing out on Christmas Eve, December 24th, 1989, 30 years ago. Even if there had never been a deadly fire in downtown Johnson City, Christmas Eve 1989 would have been memorable for something else. The weather, frigid cold, a stabbing wind, treacherous ice. As the sun sets over Johnson City, people are gathering inside their homes and in churches to celebrate with friends and family the sacred night before Christmas, a celebration that for some would never happen. To get to Bays Mountain Park, you have to commit to the climb. Through the gates and up a narrow road, but round the bend, and you know right away, it's worth it.
But when you drive up here and you go up our entrance road and you come on up to the park, it does take you to a different location. It does take you to a different place when you get to the park.
But before there was a 3,600-acre city park here with a nature center, an animal sanctuary, a planetarium, and miles of walking and hiking trails, Bays Mountain was home to families who spent their days just working hard and trying to survive. Fresh, hot, baptized in a cascade of glaze. But Seavers is about something bigger than golden fried dough.
Our story is really one of hard work ethic, believing in something and achieving goals.
Early on, it was the need for a place to have that was specifically for music. And that's how this place came about.
This place is the Down Home. And early on was 1976, a time recalled in a song Ed Snodderly wrote about the music club he helped start in Johnson City that year.
Well, there's a place in my town you can listen to music. There's a place in my town you can get down to. And if this place wasn't here, well, this town would be dead, dead in the water, dead.
And that's how it was in 1976.
Days after Hurricane Irma has come and gone, streets still flooded here in the Tampa area. Not just streets, but homes and even cars. Far as the eye can see, nothing but water. Still, a lot of people remain optimistic.
Inside a practice hall on the ETSU campus, Dr. Matthew Potterton looks for the perfect blend, knowing full well that perfection will be what it takes when the 27-member ETSU chorale competes against other choirs from around the world.
This is one of the oldest choir competitions in the world.
A year ago today, where I'm standing was completely underwater. 1 year later, the city of Fleming-Neon is rebuilding, but there's still a lot of work that needs to be done.
The one gentleman that was there with his grandmother, sadly, when we were on the mezzanine trying to reach them, they were above our ladders. We just couldn't get to them. And sadly, several hours later, I was able to locate him.
2 days after the fire, the Johnson City Press reported that 29-year-old Brian Kozad was among the 16 victims, as was his grandmother, 79-year-old Carmen Bond, for whom Kozad had been caring around the clock. She had cancer and emphysema. She was bedfast and dependent on oxygen and her grandson.
We located his grandmother with a towel, a moist towel over her face. She was near the bed, and he, unfortunately, we found him under the window where he was crying out for help.
The newspaper article recounts the heartbreaking story of Kozad calling relatives, telling about a fire alarm, his inability to get his grandmother out. Another call in which Kozad describes smoke filling the floors, and then no answer.
That has always stayed with me. Able to not completely forget about it, but put it out of your mind almost to a degree. But when you have someone crying for help and there's nothing you can do, you're doing the best you can, that never leaves you.
I seen one guy come to a window and say, help me. Tell him we could get a ladder to him. You know, we didn't see his light no more, so I don't know if I got him out or not.
It's real black and real smoky. The flashlight really doesn't do you that much good. You got about 2.5 foot visibility inside. Red Cross and Salvation Army officials also were on the scene, providing food for workers and also...
Thoughts that came in your mind when you saw that?
How bad it really was.